Hey everybody, it's me, your boy 10, aka Tess Reacts. 10 Asani Suakaja Reacts. It is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Oh my god. So, in honor of Pride Month, I wanted to do a review of a TV show. And the TV show that I'm currently watching is called Twenties. It is on Amazon Prime, and I have Prime. And they were doing this deals on Prime Day where it's like 99 cents for 2 months for certain channels. And so I decided to get uh, the channel that it was on, and I'm watching it. So season one only has 8 episodes. I've already finished episodes 1 to 6. So I wanted to stop, do a little review on it, talk a little bit about it. And then when I watch the last 2 episodes, I'll do another video in a couple of days. Um, so Twenties was created by Lena Waithe, who is a openly black and queer actress and writer and producer. If you don't know who Lena Waithe is, um, are you even black and queer? I'm kidding. But no, she's great. And it's basically about three very best friends who are navigating life in LA. So we have three main characters. We have Hattie, who is our she is a queer masculine of center writer. And she is so attractive. Oh my god. And then we have Nia, and she is a former actress, current yoga teacher, looking for love, trying to find her passion, reconnect with her passion. She's the more spiritual one. And she's also very attractive, by the way. And then we have Marie, who is she works as an exec, and she is the more uptight of the three. She's very driven, very passionate about her job, but she's also and she's the only one between the three who's in a long-term relationship. So those are our three main characters, and it basically follows all three of our main characters, their love interests, their friends, their families. It's really good. All three of our leads are incredibly attractive and incredibly talented, and the show is really, really freaking queer. Aside from Hattie, who is our main queer character, we have another character who Hattie is dating, or it's a situationship, who is some form of queer. Ida, who is a writer and who has a very successful TV show that Hattie is the um, PA for, is somewhere on the spectrum of queerness. We're not quite sure yet where, but she's somewhere on the spectrum of queerness. And of course, Hattie has other situations and interactions with other women. So we see other queer women, and Hattie makes a friend with another masculine of center woman who works at the coffee shop that she frequents. So there is a lot of queer. There's also some possibilities of black male bisexuality, which is not confirmed yet, but at least there is a conversation going on about it, which I'm very excited about because we don't see that enough. It's not discussed enough. It's not represented enough. So it's going good so far. So basically, I'm really enjoying the show, first of all. I wanted to watch something very queer for Pride Month, and I wanted to watch something I hadn't seen before and something very black. So 20s fills all of the things that I desire in a show. Not only do we have a multitude of characters with different personalities, they're not stereotypes. They're not all stereotypical stereotypical caricatures, not creatures, caricatures. Um, they're individuals. It shows that Black people are multifaceted. There's all types of, we like all types of things. We have all types of interests. where some of us are bougie, some of us are ratchet, some of us are a combination of everything. Some of us are dorky, um, some of us are queer, some of us are trans, some of us are writers, some of us are um, we're just multifaceted people. And so I love that we get different representations of blackness, but also black womanness, because although I do not identify as a black woman, because of society not understanding and getting that there could be a gray area in terms of gender, I'm often coded and treated as a black woman. And so I still feel a lot of kinship um, towards black women, because I grew up raised by black women, and I grew up at one point thinking I was a black woman, and I'm still coded as a black woman. So I always get super excited when I get to see so many different types of black women on a TV show. Um, but not only that, but we get conversations about sexuality, colorism, uh, relationships. Um, there's some political stuff. I mean, the show in itself is political, but we talk a little. There's a little bit about politics. Um, it talks so much about so many important topics and so many conversations that black women are having and that black people are having. And so that's why I'm really excited about the show. And then also there's been, I've talked about colorism on all of my social media. Colorism is a problem in a lot of dark skinned black people's life, and a lot of not even just black people's life. Colorism is a problem in POC communities in general. But what I really enjoy about the show is that we get many shades of black. All three of our main characters are brown to dark skin. Hattie is a dark skinned, masculine of center, um, queer woman. Nia is a dark skinned, um, earthy, witchy, gorgeous black woman. And then Marie is a brown skinned, um, Afrocentric, um, hard working professional. So we get a great array of representations in blackness. There's also, of course, some light skinned characters, like Marie's boyfriend is a light skinned character, Ida is light skinned. But the point that is important is that we get so many shades of black, and we have three, like unambiguously black women as our leads, and that's just rare. It shouldn't be that rare, but it's just rare. So thank you, Lena Waithe, for like casting black people because that's really hard to find nowadays. It's black people playing black people. So thank you, Lena Waithe, for that. Also, like I said, the queer representation is really, really good. Aside from Hattie, there's just lots of great side characters who are queer or on the queer spectrum. There's conversations happening about queerness. Um, Hattie's friends completely embrace her queerness. They support her in her queerness. It's not even it's a non-issue for them. But they can. But I also like because in the episode I just watched, they had a conversation about male bisexuality. And Hattie said, "Well, why is it that women can explore their sexuality more and men can't?" And Marie said, "It's because women are more complex." And Hattie said, "It's because because um, they're 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 raised to be." Or they can be more complex. Men aren't allowed that same freedom. And so I'm really hoping that this conversation about bisexuality in men is going to go a positive direction and not where it usually goes, a la the insecure route. Um, so, but we'll see. No disrespect to Insecure. I like the show, but I just think that I'm really tired of the same conversation with bisexual men especially bisexual black men, of it's just you've touched one man, you're gay. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. And there are plenty of bisexual men in love with women, thriving, and just not, and they're not cheating on their spouses. They've got kids and they're fine. So let's stop with that whole bull crap. Um, so yeah, the conversations on sexuality are really good. The conversation on colorism is really good. The conversations on just like black female friendship and kinship is really good. It's great to see these three women thriving and supporting each other, but also like seeing the real parts where it's they disagree. You know, they disagree. They they don't always see eye to eye, but in the end, it's about that um that sisterhood. You know, it's about their sisterhood in the end. Um, I've also talked about how we get many different types of black people, and it is true. There's many different types of black people in the show. Even black people I don't care for because there's a certain character who Marie works with, who some people would refer to as a Uncle Tom, and he's just this kind of unlikable um, black guy who's really focused on his elevation. Um, and he has a white girlfriend, and he doesn't seem to be very supportive of other black projects, but uses the fact that he is the only black man working there to his advantage. So there's even black people that I would say I don't care for. But it's important to show that there's all different types of black people. And I do like that um his character is not meant to be a villain. Like there's like it's not that he's meant to be a villain. He's just meant to show that that once again black people are not a monolith. We don't all think the same. We don't all feel the same. We don't all agree on everything. We don't all talk the same talk or walk the same walk. So even if I don't vibe with the character, it doesn't mean that you know we should only show one form of blackness. I want to see all types of black people, even the ones that I'm like, okay, you stay over there, I'll stay over here, like. So I think that's really good. I think Lena Waithe is a great writer. I think that Lena Waithe is really talented. I think that it's so important that she's making it her mission to show um, blackness and queerness, um, and show that it's not a big thing, because there's this ideology that black people are more homophobic, which is a lie. We need to stop that. Black people are not more homophobic than white people or than insert other people here. But yes, it can be very hard to be black and queer. And there there are subsets of people who say that being queer is a white thing. It's not a black thing. It's un-African. Like as a queer African, you know, I thought I was told that it was a white thing to be queer. I believe that, from the things I heard around me and seen. So I really like that she's just showing it as just what it is. You know, it's just one facet of Hattie. It's something she's proud of. It's something she doesn't hide. But there's so much more to her than her queerness. Uh, Hattie is funny. Hattie is a mess. She's in her 20s. She's trying to figure out her shit. Hattie is snarky. She's a dreamer. She's compassionate. And she's also queer. And she's also masculine of center. And they're all linked, but like I said, her queerness isn't othered, but it also isn't the central thing about Hattie. I love Hattie, yes, because she represents a familiarity as a queer black person. I see that, but I also love Hattie, like I said, because she's funny and she's stylish and She reminds me of me when I was 24, you know. I mean, I'm still in my 20s. I'm 29 right now, you know. And I was just trying to figure it out. I was just trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. But being in your early to mid 20s, you're just trying to find your footing. And I love seeing these women um trying to their very best to find their footing. And I love being able to be a part of that world, be a part of their world, be a part of um, their journey. And I think that I connect with it so much because I see myself in all these characters. I see myself in Nia. I see myself in Marie. I see myself even in Ida. I see myself in Hattie. I see myself in some of the male characters. Like I see myself, I see people I interact with. I see people that I call friends and family in these characters. And I think that is why I'm so excited about the show. And even though I just started watching the show, I'd known about the show when it first came out and I'd wanted to watch it for a long time but didn't have access to it. So when this Pride Day thing happened, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I want to watch the show. And I'm so happy that I decided to watch it because it is really, really good. The production is good. The writing is good. The acting is good. Um, the the socio-political commentary is good. It's a really well developed show. And it can be really hard to make good quality content when you are black, a black creator in a predominantly white, um, like Hollywood situation. What am I trying to say? In a predominantly white career that is writing movies and TV shows and web series, you know. So the fact that Lena Waithe is able to bring this awesome world in onto our screens, but also not just bring the world onto our screens, but also make it where we can see ourselves in it. You know, I don't live in LA and I am not um, a super like femme stylish person like Marie, but I connect to her drive. I connect to her ambition and her desire to promote diversity and inclusion, but also to not be um, the token. You know, she doesn't want to be the token black girl. Um, I see myself in Nia, who's really trying to get it together. She's spiritual, she's witchy like me. And I see myself in Hattie, who's just a young, queer, black person um, navigating love, life, and friendship. So I love this show so far. Um, the episodes are about a little under 30 minutes. So it's really quick to get through the season. I actually just started the show, I think, the day before yesterday, and I didn't watch at all yesterday. But it's really quick to get to the season, which is why I stopped. I was like, okay, I don't want it to end just yet. But so much has happened in those first 6 episodes. So many conversations have happened. Um, I am thinking of maybe doing a podcast episode so that I can go through each episode and give you like a synopsis and my commentary on the show. But I didn't want to do that here because that would take a pretty long time. And I want to try to keep these live discussions um, 15 to 40 minutes. I try to cap it at like 45 minutes because I sometimes don't have the wherewithal to sit down and watch a 40-minute video, let alone a like excuse me, a 10-minute video, let alone a 40-minute video. So, anyway, so that was my little Pride Month review. I'm just going to cap it right now. See if we could just hit it at 20 minutes. I might do the podcast. I'm not sure yet. You know, I've got school, I've got work. Um, but we'll see what happens. If I do the podcast, I will make sure to link it when I do the other video. And thank you so much to those who watched. comments. If you are a fan of the show, please interact with me. I would love for you to interact with me. If you haven't seen it, I suggest it. I highly recommend it. And I hope y'all have a great day. Happy Pride Month and stay gay.